you strike my heart as cold as ice. Double cup I pour for the night. Hold tight, no light, but it's so bright. How you trapping, make it happen, ain't got no wife. Cold like, had a poor fight. I'm a star, I'm just sitting in the low light. It's one of my blue chips never wanted fame. Say that, step the lane. While my brother's like eternity. He don't speak no lingo like I'm overseas. Greetings, greetings. Wait for y'all to come in. I got me a new tool. Greetings, greetings, guys. Greetings. Come to share some information this morning, but y'all got me a new chakra tool, baby. Got me a little wine. Clear my chakras out. I came to talk to y'all a little while this morning. Share some stuff with y'all. Remember I was telling y'all about that Pepsi Cola? The last conversation, I got it for y'all. Everybody, I got gold in my soul. I can't lie, no lie. I remember mom's cry, she want me to be law-abiding, violin, my friends, I'm again, don't fall no bin. I see the reap come. Live my life, I had to roll dice. Been to strike, my heart is cold as ice. Double cup I poured for the night. Hold tight, low light, but I'm so bright. How you trapping, make it happen, ain't got no wife. Cause like cold sight, had a poor fight. I'm a star, I'm just sitting in the low light. Hey, hey baby. I, Hey, hey, had a paw fight. Hey, hey y'all. I came to talk to y'all this morning. Y'all know I'd be starting off the morning sunny. So, first I want to address, and we're not going to go into mess because I really came here to clarify what I've previously been speaking on. But I wanted to mute my music. Anyway, y'all, I came to really tell y'all about Pepsi today. But in the midst of it, I see that when sometimes I'm on live and I'm not speaking about, other people, what people love to hear about mess and other people, they tend to come in and say little things or speak on little things. And I know I previously, honey, I'm about to break your soul, pussy too good, Pearson. Oh my God, I hate to do it. But I want everyone to do well, and I have so much love for y'all. So I am going to share the information that I have for myself and what I keep in mind at all times after learning it. But first, I'm going to kind of speak on previously. I've said that my baby daddy, Stone, Killer Stone, he made a statement to the feds when they came to him about the murders. So, being that it tends to come up when I'm not speaking of it because, certain people want to doubt my knowledge or doubt what I'm saying. Today, I am going to post I'm going to post the minutes, the docket and the minutes on my Instagram page. I may even put them here on YouTube, of course, for the speculators and the naysayers and the after the factors and kind of like, the slow ones because, it is what it is. But I'm going to post this, and of course it has, if they can read and understand, it will have the plea agreement right here on 5/31, 2012, and it will have the final pre-sentence investigation report. I'm gonna just post that for you so you can stop questioning my intelligence and maybe kind of Learn to do research yourself so that when people tell you something, you don't only have to go by what they say or go by what you hear or see. I tell people right now, honey, even though it's hurricane season and the sun is shining outside, it does not mean that the water isn't rising on a sunny day. You just have to look around. You can't go by, oh, it's pretty outside. Oh, we don't look like we're going to have a hurricane season. Oh, no. The hurricane don't have to come in order for flooding to come or any of those things. So I just say pay attention, and I'm just going to use that as an example. And we'll leave that there. But again, I'm going to post it, and I'll try and post it as maybe a short or something on YouTube as well. So that takes care of that. Now, back to the Pepsi, because in the last conversation I told you guys about Pepsi, and I was actually looking for my literature then, but of course, so many energies. Um, it's kind of, gets away, but it all comes back. So I told you about Pepsi, and as I promised, I will um, have this conversation with you now. Okay, so Pepsi, 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 everyone's favorite drink, especially us colored people. We love sweet old Pepsi. But I spoke in my last live, I believe it was, that I know a few people that personal people to me, close to me, that love Pepsi as well. And so upon like dealing with certain ones at different times, and they all having Pepsi you know, in common. Okay, they all had Pepsi in common, and I noticed certain things. And so I told you I had an uncle that loved to drink Pepsi and smoke his cigarettes. Back then, he liked to smoke. I think it was Marlboros, and it wasn't even menthol cigarettes. Um, and he was handicapped, and he had he had the handicap arm, and of course, he walked with a limp. And so all I remember my uncle ever drinking was Pepsi and smoking his cigarettes and fixing on his lawnmowers. He lived with my grandmother all of his life. So I didn't see him do too much of anything else like drink or use drugs back then. I didn't get that from him because I was with him almost every day. Me and my cousins at my grandmother's house. So every day, we would go to the store. He used to be able to be active and ride a bike and, get around and do all the things that he wanted to do. And as well as cut grass. That was one of his favorites. And then eventually he started to have nerve problems, okay? And in having the nerve problems that he actually began shaking. So he would shake like I believe he had a heart attack or something, or a stroke. It was a stroke. He had a stroke, and when he came out of the stroke, he actually had these tremors of shakes. And so every step that he made, he would just shake, 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 shake. So I watched him eventually, he died. Few years ago, I had a friend like to smoke their little cigarettes, drink their Pepsi. This friend actually, like, I would see his hands, like, even like if we're standing, like right now, my hand is still, but I would see his hands at all times, always shaking like he had a nerve issue or whatever. And then eventually, and this friend didn't do any drugs either, has never known him to do drugs. He's the older guy. He actually, would just drink his Pepsi, smoke his Newports, or whatever he liked to do. And eventually, he started to go, not, I can't call it blind, because usually when you have an eye issue, you're able to go to the doctor. Greetings, my Capricorn brother. Um, Usually when you have an issue with your eyes, you go to the eye doctor, and say you can barely see, or you're seeing blurred, or whatever the issue is, where the eye doctor is able to assist you by giving you some glasses, whether you're nearsighted, farsighted, um, almost blind where you can't see, you need bifocals, whatever the issue may be. Well, this friend, he was losing the color in his eyes, and what it was like eye nerve damage, but it wasn't to where the doctor could repair it, because it wasn't like physical, it was like internal behind the eyes. And so even if he were to get glasses, hey baby, greetings. Even if he were to wear glasses, they would not help him, because he actually lost the color of the eye, and he wasn't able, he can only see like shapes and forms, and he would know who the person is really by their voice. Um, and so upon going to the doctor, because I actually took him to a few of his appointments, I heard the doctor ask, "Have you ever did drugs before?" And he's like, "No, never did drugs." And they're like, "Well, the nerve damage that is going on with your eyes resembles that of a person that has maybe done drugs all of their life." So upon that happening, he had to have a surgery, to whereas they still weren't able to fully correct the eye to put the color back in it so that he can see. But I guess we as people, we learn to deal with infirmities, and not really try to understand how did it get that way. Like, you were born able to see, and something happened during life, or whatever the situation is. So me being the type of person that I am, I'm like, it brought me back to my uncle, because when the doctor spoke about the nerves, and it brought it back to me about my uncle, how my uncle had this nerve situation going on. And the doctor saying the nerve damage was like that of a person that did drugs, and I'm remembering my uncle with these shakes and all of this kind of stuff. So I started to do a little research myself, and being that I am spiritual, I know that, and I have learned that everything happens in the spirit first, and then it comes to the physical. So I did this deep research. I'm like, I went to praying, like, Lord, what is it? It's a connection some type of way, because both of these people never did drugs. All they ever did alike that I can see is drink Pepsi, cola, and smoke their cigarettes, whether it was a menthol or a non-menthol, okay? And so this has been years ago, guys, but back then, whatever it was that I was praying about, and I always pray for, I always ask God to give me spiritual wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, okay? Because again, everything happens in the unseen first before it comes to the seen. So whatever I was doing back then, or wherever I was connected, because I'm very, very deep, it's a buildup of cholesterol. You got to change your diet. You most certainly do, BDMGG. But this was a little bit deeper. I'm sure I had to be um, studying the spirits back then, because of course this has been years ago, but I never forget too much of what I learned. So back then, I think I was wanting to pray about my friend's eye condition, and I was praying about it, and then God allowed something to come into my spirit, which I am going to share to you now. Share with you now. So I was praying. I was like, Lord, what is, I'm always talking to God. I'm like, Lord, help me to understand. They say don't question you, but how I'm supposed to know, if I don't ask, it also say seek and you shall find. So APEP, I was like, okay, what is it? Because something is something spiritual with this connection or whatever. Well, remember Pepsi. So upon it, I was researching, and so I came across the word APEP, APEP. Okay, and upon reading APEP, this is what I learned. It says APEP, and mind you, when everyone says something about Pepsi, they say, "Oh, I need a Pepsi. I need a Pepsi. I want a Pepsi. I need a pep, a Pepsi." You understand? So here we go, a pep. Really can't see it too well here because the phone is lit up, but a pep, a pep. So a pep, also spelled a peppy or a pep or apophis, okay? And it is ancient Greek. And it says Apophis was the ancient Egyptian deity who embodied chaos and was thus the opponent of light and Ma'at, order slash truth. He appears in art as a giant serpent. Apep was first mentioned in the 8th dynasty, and he was honored in the names of the 14th dynasty, King Apepi, and of the greater Hyksos, King Apophis. Okay. And so what this tells me is that Apep was a god, okay, and tells of Apep's battles. He battled against Ra, okay. So Ra and Apep, Ra, the god, the sun god Ra, and Apep were brothers, okay, and so Ra was the god of light, or the sun god. We're gonna say Ra was the sun god, and Apep, we've learned, I've shared with you here that he embodied chaos. Okay, and so when I read this information, I was like, well, it's mighty funny that people love Pepsi. And if some people can't have a Pepsi, all hell will break loose. I need my Pepsi. I need my Pepsi. You understand? So this is where you learn that different entities and gods are ruling the brands, okay? And they are made for certain people. Pepsi is so full of sugar and caffeine and acid that it will cause, it makes you addicted to it, okay? And what you're really being addicted to is the god Apep. Okay, so every time you're saying, I need a pep, I need a Pepsi, I need a Pepsi, you're calling the god of chaos into your life. And chaos, okay, so give it a meaning. Chaos in the physical is just what it is. It's negativity, it's trouble, it's everything dark, no good. So resemble it, refer it to your body. Chaos in the body is a nervous condition. The balance of the body is off. Too much sugars bring on this and that, and it will disrupt your whole entire system. So this is why I'm bringing, because just as dark greetings, I appreciate you, greetings. Good morning. I really like to say greetings because I tell you, you never know who's mourning in the morning. So I try to say greetings, everyone. It's like you change your vocabulary You change your life. You change your water. You change your life. How you speak is really what's gonna surround you. So, that's why I say greetings. But this Pepsi, as sure as it's dark, it's I saw it was like it made the eyes of my friend go dark. It made my uncle have that. Both of them really had the damaged nerves condition. And I'm like, Lord, do you know the people that love Pepsi and they just don't even know how much chaos that Pepsi is causing in their body, just daily, period, whenever you're drinking it. And not only that, when you're saying, oh, I need a Pepsi, or I'm going to get a Pepsi, or I want a Pepsi, you're calling the God a pep, which is a god of chaos. Okay. Not only that, there are tales of Apep's battles against Ra. Okay, so it says tales of Apep's battles against Ra were elaborated during the New Kingdom. Okay, and storytellers said that every day Apep must lie below the horizon and not persist in the mortal kingdom. This appropriately made him a part of the underworld. In some stories, Apep waited for Ra in a western mountain called Baku, where the sun set, and in others, Apep lurked just before dawn in the 10th region of the night. Greetings, honey. Let me see. Okay, greetings. Tell me more in the DM. All right, you teach me how you. I appreciate your big chief, your big six chief. I most certainly will. So it says Apep lurked. The wide range of Apep's possible locations gained him the title World Encircular. World Encircular. So if you look at the World Encircular, you have the red, white, and blue on the Pepsi logo. It was thought that his terrifying roar will cause the underworld to rumble. Myths sometimes say that Apep was trapped there because he had been the previous chief god overthrown by Ra, or because he was evil and had been imprisoned. And then the coffin text implied that Apep used a magical gaze to overwhelm Ra and his entourage. Ra was assisted by a number of defenders who traveled with him, including Set and possibly the Eye of Ra. Okay, the Eye of Ra. Apep's movements were thought to cause earthquakes, and his battles with Set may have been meant to explain the origin of thunderstorms. In one account, Ra himself defeats Apep in the form of a cat. What few accounts there are of Apep's origin usually describe it as being born from Ra's umbilical cord. Okay, so everything goes back to ancient times. I am a very ancient person in this body. And so I believe that is why God allowed, once I started researching and wondering, like, Lord, how, these two people, they never did drugs. They only smoked cigarettes and drank Pepsi alike. And what is happening? And then everyone that I've ever known in my life, they love Pepsi, and I'm always singing, to do something healthy with the body. I'm like, don't drink sodas. I tell you not to drink any soda, but every now and then we're just, we may want a crave for a soda because we've had it before. And let me see. You always say they told God on Jesus, but you be having all the information. What do you be doing when they be telling you? You must be standing on side of God's ear, on God's ear, hustling. You know, I'm so connected to source. I'm telling you, it's really. And if I tell people this, they be thinking you're so crazy. So I don't tell people too much. But really and truly, one of my gifts, I can hear. Like I could. It's not so much hearing. It's just like I guess having a gift of being able to read a play. And so once you see something in the unseen and you know you're not crazy and God shows you something, you can either believe what you're seeing or you can push it aside and act like you never saw it. So then if you push it aside and act like you never saw it, later on when things come to you, that had something to do with that was the reason why you saw it in the unseen. You're not going to be able to know what it is because you didn't pay attention to the unseen. But me, I always pay attention to the unseen before I pay attention to the seen. Meaning, I will believe the unknown and the unseen before I believe the physical or the people that I can physically see every single day. So it's just energy. And then you know, like, I guess everyone has the gifts. It's all in what you tap into and what you want for yourself. So that's why I learned to ask more for me. So and so when people just talk freely, I can know what's the truth, and God does give you the answers. It's like He is right there in your ear, um, giving you the answers. And so that's why I came today with this Pepsi, because all over everywhere I go, like I have some uncles that I go and see very seldomly, and I go in their refrigerator and I'm like, I see this Pepsi and I see all the drinks that go in the Pepsi line. And then they always telling me about, oh, I went to the doctor and I got a spot on my liver. They talk about I got a spot here and it's cancer and all this and all that. And then here I come with all my tea, you know, and fixing this and fixing that and telling them, oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. You know, I've been making my uncle some fresh start tea. He's taking chemo right now, you know, and I told him, I was like, first of all, y'all got all them black Pepsis in that refrigerator. When you go to the doctor, they're going to tell you you have something. It's just not possible for you not to. As well as the alkaline water. Like when I first purchased my alkaline water machine back in 2005 or 6, doing the acid test and everything that came with it, the first thing we were taught to test water, vodka, Sprite, and you know, like clear drinks. And when I tested the Sprite, the vodka, even Aquafina or Dasani water, they all had the same acidic, highly acidic levels. I mean, highly acidic. So that lets me know that you're putting acid into the body, and acid is supposed to go into the skin, not into the body. So it takes I learned that it takes 25 glasses, 25 8-ounce glasses of alkaline water to remove one soda from your body. Okay? So that's just like this past weekend. I had a snowball, I had a daiquiri. Plus, I didn't really drink any sodas, but just with I drank lemonade. Very highly acidic. So I could actually feel those sugars in my body, and it made me extra hot. Not only extra hot, but it makes you extra thick. Cause I think I probably gained 2-3 pounds just eating and drinking and all this stuff, and so I can feel it. So this morning I had to actually make this true tea to actually remove some of the sugars. Like this is to manage my blood sugar. Okay, so that's to make sure I'm just not overloaded in sugar. Sometimes you can tell the sugars and things that are in your body when you go to urinate in the bathroom. It's either very, 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 very yellow and golden. That means it's too much acid. You need to drink water. Of course, people are drinking. They say, "Oh, I drink plenty of water." It's not. the water is what type of water you're drinking, because now um, everybody is making water. So you just never know how highly acidic the water may be. And that is why I promote the 9.5 alkaline water. And people say, "Oh, it's not good to drink all alkaline." I know that it's called a balance. So my body is already full of acids, sugar. Everything that we eat is the acid. Everything that we drink is an acid. We suppose I don't care if it's um, cranberry juice. It's acidic. I don't care lemonade. It's acidic. Um, Eating the foods, they have sugars in it, and now all of the food is processed. A lot of it, So this is just a way to help your body operate. Like if you have a lot of sugars, of course, it's going to catch on to everything. You're gonna then have high cholesterol. Then you're gonna then have this sickness lead to this sickness, and then you go to the doctor. He give you a medicine for this, and not as acid. You know what I'm saying? And acids built on top of acids is just an explosion. It's just chaos in the body. So this is why I promote the alkaline water. I have enough acids. I enter acid into my body every single day. I don't care if it's chocolate, whatever. So I just try, and I'm trying to help everyone else balance their body. Remember, this dangerous. Very, very, very dangerous. Not only that, I'm seeing that like people can't hold their hands still. The hands be steadily moving. If you love to drink Pepsi, just do an experiment on yourself. Just hold your hands out and just hold them out and see if they're able to stay still. Or are you always just how nervous you are? People are not even paying attention to their bodies. You're not supposed to shake. Like if you put your hand right here, the hand's supposed to be still. Not you still see stuff because it's your nerves. You can't control them. And Pepsi, I don't. I have watched the proof, and everyone around me that love Pepsi is just like they can be so chaotic without it. You know what I'm saying? And allegedly, I'll just say allegedly, but from what I've saw from people that only drink Pepsi, they don't like to drink water. They don't like. I appreciate you. Thank you, DeAndre. They don't like to drink water. They don't like to drink any other drinks. They just love Pepsi and Mountain Dew and Sunkiss, and they buy the whole line of the soda and be sitting there smoking them cigarettes, smoke packs and packs of cigarettes a day. If you telling me you drink Pepsi and you smoking a pack, a cigarette or more a day, something got your nerves very, 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 very off. And I would agree that it is that APEP, God of destruction and chaos, that is in this Pepsi that you keep calling every time you say, "Oh, get me a Pepsi." Or go in that refrigerator, get that Pepsi. Oh, you going to the store, get me a Pepsi. I need me a Pepsi. APEP, y'all have to remember that. APEP. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys this morning. Because I like to be very thorough, and I, like to make myself very clear, give some clarity on just what I'm speaking of. I do have a lot of information and it comes up a lot. I don't like to force on people, but if I'm speaking, sometimes things will come up. So eventually, I'll think about it like, oh, wait, some people may have been left open on that. Let me go and, clarify that and make it clear on what I'm saying so that people understand. So that is really what I wanted to share with you guys this morning. That the time they all drink these Pepsis make your nerves bad. I mean, just pay attention to yourself. Or if the whole household just love Pepsi, I've got, it's all starts these Pepsis, and then they're going through one pack of cigarette a day, then a one pack turn to two packs. You know what I'm saying? And it's very, very bad on the health. And then we be wondering why the strokes come in, and all of the sickness come, because the system is then chaotic. It doesn't know. And every single day, got to have a Pepsi. Y'all, don't do it. I know it's hard. It's so hard. I used to like Coca Cola like that. Like, I used to have always want to drink Cokes. Then I went from Cokes, they started coming out with vanilla Coke, and I really loved it. It tastes like an ice cream float or something that my grandmother used to fix me for me when I was a child. So I would just drink them and drink them and drink them until they sent me to the hospital. And when they sent me to the hospital, honey, when I tell you, it's got to really be the only thing available, and still I'll say water, or I'll say I'll have nothing. Sometimes I got, just get the taste and drink one, and it's so harsh because I haven't drank it in so long, so it burn up everything and just be like, but it take, when I think about, I didn't drink that one soda, now I gotta drink 25 8-ounce glasses of alkaline water to wash that one soda out. So just imagine all of the sodas built up together, and alkaline water has never been drank or tried before, or you don't have any balance in the body. Then that's why you see the big old stomachs, and everybody looking old because of what we're eating and what we're drinking. I noticed that I had a little, when my son had it, I'm not my son, my brother, my little brother had his first son. And then my brother was already older, and my nephew's mother was already older. They were already having a older people's baby. And so I could tell when I would see my nephew at different times, I can tell what they were feeding him because of how he looked. Because sometimes he just looked like a little old man. And I'm like, no, they must be feeding that baby Popeye's chicken or something with too many asses, because it makes them look old. So sometimes we see babies and they look so old. It's probably what someone's giving them. The first thing they want to do, get a baby some cold drink. Oh, let him taste soda. Oh, that's all they want to do. Get them babies all them chemicals. They already drinking formula that you don't know what they concocting in it. You understand what I'm saying? But then you go to adding all these acids on top of it, and then the baby be out, way big for their size, or look old in the face, or this, that, and other, because of what the parents are feeding them. That's like I used to tell everybody a long time ago, oh, quit feeding them children McDonald's. They're going to be extra large. They're going to be extra large. McDonald's food does not digest the same. If you find a McDonald's fry, you can buy some fries today and lose one in the car and find it 2 years later, and it's still going to look like the same French fries. Something is not right with that. You understand? That's more like cardboard or something that isn't digesting. So when these kids, you just buying it because you're trying to make sure the children eat, and it's cheap, and everybody loves McDonald's, but it's not digesting. So you find the kids that eat McDonald's, they're so large, and their bodies really don't have a shape or a form. It's just like, you don't know, where's the waistline? Where, how? No one's looking at this. So that is why I'm very careful. And I've learned to use it with cooking, because it does give the food life. So whatever. I mean, I tell y'all, I pull up the natural health email every day in my phone. and it tells me something is going on with the food all of the time. And I'm gonna tell you, I cooked some of those potatoes that be in the pack. None, it's not real potatoes. When I know to buy real potatoes, but just being lazy sometimes we'll sit in the dollar store. Oh, it's a dollar. Oh, it's, you gotta eat. Think about eating. And I buy those potatoes, and they say boil the water first, and then after you finish boiling your water, then you put the potatoes in there. And you stir it around with a fork. So I'm doing that, and but then in this loaded potato that I was cooking yesterday, they must have wanted to have, they say sour cream, and they probably had a little bacon bits in it or whatever. But of course, if a bacon bit can stay in a pack, that can't be real bacon. That has to be another form of bacon that was made, because we already all know that we're not going to take bacon, any type of real bacon, and leave it in a dry pack and think it's going to be okay. So cooking it yesterday, I saw these, getting these little bits of meat, and then I tasted, and when I tasted, it was like, what in the world is this, right? So I take it out of my mouth, and I'm looking at it, and I'm messing with it. But then what I had to do, I said, Lord, whatever it is, the alkaline water gonna fix it. Greetings, baby. Greetings, Raymond. So what did I have to do after boiling that water and making it? Even though I had added alkaline water in it before, I had to add a little more alkaline water to help whatever that little piece of supposed to be meat was, because it really didn't seem real. You know what I'm saying? So this is all I be trying to help you do, because if we can get our bodies right, then we can get our minds right. Then we can get to thinking how we're supposed to think, because y'all, so much is going on. And I had to pray a whole lot this weekend, because I'm like, Lord, things know how to come in and take you off course if you allow it to. And really and truly, I've always known that I would play a part, but my part is never mess. My part is to help people to know the truth. We are living in end times right now. I don't know if everyone pays attention to really politics and stuff like that, and I really don't. I'm not a politician type of person. I try to be at peace with all men. But I have been doing a lot of research for a very long time. And I don't know if I've ever told y'all before, but I have been uh, the conspiracy type of person that always knew that something was going to happen, and this, that, and the other. And so now that time has risen, and God just had me paying attention this weekend. He had me like go to the water, um, and was really dealing with me, saying like, instinct. Um, Ooh, honey, the Democrats been a sellout, but let me tell you something. God had me paying attention. He said to go to the water and look, because this hurricane season is very, very tricky. And if you notice, the storms have been going in places that have never been hit before. Being that they have been up in Minnesota and Kentucky and all of these places, and the high record flooding that went on, we still must remember that this water has to come down to the south. I mean, the Mississippi River runs way up there, but if everything flows right down to the actual Gulf. And so, even though it is sunny outside, I need you to look at your canals. I need you to look at the ditch, like the canal. Look when you're riding down those main streets where the water is. Start looking at like they say, the canal banks. They are filling up with water. Come on, I know where to be found by this. You know what's so crazy? I always knew that the Vatican and the Queen and all of them, that were saying they were the bloodline of Jesus really ain't the bloodline of Jesus. And greetings, baby. Greetings, 7-7 Apparel. And so it's just a lot that I need to share with you all. I'm not going to push anything off on anyone, but I am going to share because that is what God led me to do a long time ago. I knew that when the end time comes that I would be one on here telling y'all the truth and sharing the truth and trying to get to higher grounds, trying to help whoever's gonna listen. Like really and truly, right now, if we know certain cities are evil, we're supposed to be getting out of those cities. We're not supposed to be there. But is it for the awakening of the 85? Yes, it really, really is. It started off as being mess, like I said, because I really don't do chaos, all of that. People don't. I like to talk about the truth. And in the midst of it, I'm seeing whereas how I was brought out to y'all, and then situations that are constantly happening, they're all aligning, and there is going to be a purge of the world, okay? The purge is to um, purge the non-self sufficient, okay? So we have a long way to go, short time to go in, you all. Um, I ask that we not allow. I've been over people that don't assist for a long time. I often pray and ask God, why doesn't the pastor talk about these things? Why doesn't certain people talk? And it's because we are in a corporation, so everything is about a dollar. Nobody wants to give anything for free. Baby, if you're in Detroit, you want to regroup. Um, you want to regroup. We will all want to regroup. First of all, I feel now, if knowing what I know and knowing that soon the dollar is going to be extinct, and this is going to be a communist country. It's going to be, it's right now it's the corporation, but it's going to transfer over into a country. It's going to be called the North America, and already is called the North America Republic. And things are going to be very, 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 very different soon. So I'm going to be coming on here sharing. I am going to ask that people that are not interested just really stay out of the way, because I'm getting away from distractions. Like people who are not, if I can't help you, I don't want to hinder you. You know what I'm saying? If I can't come on here and tell you something to help better yourself or to help better your situation, for me to add chaos or confusion or things that really don't matter, or it's just obsolete. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I am here for. I had to really go through a check of myself this weekend, and it's like, everything gets out of control at some point, and that is not my part. My part is to assist those that believe something, that know or have a feeling that something is happening, that is going to happen. Yes, that's right. And to help people to make it to higher grounds if possible. Um, to help people survive these end times. Like, none of the mess is helping a situation. None of it. None of the talking about killings of what happened in the past. Not helping the situation. So on yesterday it was so crazy because I meant to come on live yesterday, but I had a whole nother experience, and God had a whole nother experience waiting for me. So I went to it's Extraordinary Mystique, XtraordinaryMystique 77 at gmail.com. Send me a number and I do call back. But yeah, I was having a real spiritual reality check yesterday, and in the midst of me following direction, um, it was so surreal. What people would call crazy. It was so surreal, but I was driving, and I went to the lakefront because, of course, I'm working okay, Ardell. Um, Working disasters, and so I was, I was like, I was driving, and I kept looking at the water, and I'm like, this water is high. This water is very, very, very high, right? And I'm like, oh, the sun is shining, and the sky is so blue, but this water is rising on a dry and sunny day, very silently. So went to the lake front. Get out the car like I never do. Go to the stairs, look at the water. I'm like, instinct just all over me. This water is it's talking to me, right? So all of a sudden I have to go use the restroom for some reason, and I guess because whenever you're surrounded by water, whenever it's raining or whatever, it make you have to use the restroom. So go to the restroom not knowing that somebody was gonna be over there waiting for me and did not even have a clue. How it caught my attention was I went to use the restroom, and the first thing that caught my attention was the vehicle, and it had all kind of writings and sayings, like don't be jealous of me unless you pay my bills, da 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 da. And I caught on to that, so I went to use the restroom. And then as I came out of the restroom, I saw the young lady, and we were crossing. For some reason, we were walking, but we were like crossing paths a little bit. And she said, "Oh, you smell good." And I said, "Thank you." And so she went on doing what she was doing, and I went to my car. And I got in my car, and the music, she was playing music. And the music that she was playing, it was like, speaking of the line of Judah, and speaking of Rye, and how we got to all come together, and that God is only dealing with the 144,000, and just the lyrics. So it caught my energy, and so I could not move. I sat in the car. I sat there, and so I'm listening to the music. I'm just sitting there listening to the music, and then finally I got ready to pull off, and I still couldn't pull off. It was like, you have to go and talk to that young lady. And I'm like, Lord, that lady minding her business, and I don't, getting people business or whatever. And it was like, no, I got ready to pull off. Couldn't even get past the other bathroom. I had to stop, bang, bang. So I went in my purse. I got a couple of dollars together. And I'm like, because I know how to come at people. Like, people minding their business, you either going to come right or you don't come at all. And so I got the couple of dollars together, and get out the car. I'm like, Lord, I don't know what this lady got going on, but I guess she's sending me over here. So as soon as I get up, I walk up to the lady. I got the money in my hand, and she playing her music, looking down, doing something to her own self, minding her own business. And so I walk up to the lady. I'm like, ma'am, I'm sorry. I don't know what you got going on. I know I usually mind my business, and I know you minding yours, but I'm like, but some just pull my energy towards you. And so I give her the money, and she like, wow. And so she then shared with me that she was on assignment, and that she was about to go to a second line or whatever, but the second line ended up starting at 3 o'clock. And so, she said, source, God, her spirit told her to come to the lakefront and to go sit by the bathrooms. And so, lo and behold, she's just sitting there. And so, she said, and then I come or whatever, and and I guess that was her assignment. She was like, she was told that one person was gonna come and that she was supposed to meet him there or whatever. So she was on assignment as well, not knowing she was waiting for me, and I didn't know I was gonna bump into her, but it was just that the paths were aligned already in the universe. God must have knew what she needed. He knew what I needed. I was able to recharge her. She was able to recharge me. We both recognized we're star seeds, and we shared a lot. We end up. It was awesome. We shared a lot of information. And the information that I was sharing with her, she had told me that she had come across a lady with a radio station, and that the lady was telling her that she needed to go on the radio station, but she said she didn't know what she was going to talk about. So she had been holding it off, and she was like, well, maybe the information you're telling me, it need to be on the radio station. Well, maybe I had to meet you before I get ready to go to the radio station before, so that I get the information. So it was everything. I appreciate you, Ardell. I appreciate you. Blessings to you as well, DeAndre. I appreciate y'all. Yes, and yes, and that's what time. That's where I am. Like, if I can't uplift and help, we all go through similar situations, but no one shares. You know what I'm saying? And that's what me and her were able to do. She was like, as soon as I walked up, she was like, oh yeah. She said, when you a star seed, honey, you gotta be willing to cut off your family. You gotta be willing to cut off everybody. Be by yourself. Da 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 da. And so it was so crazy because everything she was saying has already been, has already happened. And she was like, and then you'll meet your tribe or whatever the situation was. And I'm like, well, honey, you must be part of my tribe or whatever. So she actually was very uh recharging to me as I was to her again. We ended up sharing information, and then after that, we ended up burning sage and incense all over. We just end up just dancing and laughing, burning sage, burning incense, roll opening incense, and all this stuff. I might have some of them in here. Or you might still be in the car. And so, after we did that, we started pulling like a lot of energies just started, resonating, I guess, and they smell the sage and smelling incense. So a lot of people started coming over, towards us or whatever. And I guess just sharing the energy, and it ended up to be well. And that is the reason why I didn't get on with you all yesterday, but it was much, much, very much needed. So I just come on, like I said, to share. That is where I am, to help you all just to gain a spiritual space for you. And you know what her words to me were yesterday? She said, how did she say? She said it was the new survival kit. She says, she said to me, being separated is the new survival kit. This is what she said. She said, being separated is the new survival kit. If you want to survive, you have to be separated from some people. So she was like, and I resonated with that. Like, wow. You know what I'm saying? That is so the truth. Like, she's like, everybody saying 6 feet apart, 6 feet apart. Honey, it's the new survival kit. She's like, people don't know how they're going to have to come to themselves or be by themselves just to follow God. That's what has to happen. And it was just so true. So it was a very powerful day yesterday, and I just thank God for it, But again, as I said, I wanted to inform you all to just please look at your canal banks. Please look at the water rising. It can actually still flood on a nice, bright, and sunny day. So, and also, I'm gonna share this with y'all because this is what she shared with me yesterday before I left. She was like, she had some pictures up when you first come over there, and she had this is some of the pictures that she shared with me of the black Jesus. So some people may know her. I've never met her before, but it was powerful. And like I said, you could never judge a world. I mean, judge a person or judge anything by its cover. And then that's when I said I was going to say the church folks and God folks are not the same thing. Church folks go to church. God folks are the church. So, yes, but I wanted to share that with you all today. And hopefully, we can win some people off of this Pepsi because I want y'all to have y'all nervous systems well. Remember, it takes 25 glasses of 8 ounce glasses of alkaline water to wash one acidic soda out of your body. So just imagine, always keep in mind how many sodas you're entering so that you can always know how much water it'll take to balance that plus other things. I'm not gonna keep you all long today. Let me read some of my chats. Let me see. I appreciate charging you up, Ardell. That's what we're here to do. I am most certainly appreciative for that. I thank you. Yes. Greetings, Greg. Hey, you're a Sagittarius street guy who ready to tap into my guy, the king side. You have to, Ardell, and you all that. If you're ready to tap in, let's go. I'm here for it. Everybody's is not meant to be your frequency because of a higher calling for purpose stronger than anything. Most certainly, and I do know my purpose, and my purpose is to help assist and my purpose is to help the black sheep. I ain't here for the silver spoon. I'm not the silver spoon. I'm the black sheep. I can say we can work together and do it. This is not for doubters. This is for I'm the people who, last resort. Like, oh, I'm at my wit's end. You know what I'm saying? Please email me, Ardell. Not a problem. Um, I'm like one of them people, baby. Look, I believe in life and not death. I believe there's something for everyone. I don't give up easy at all. You got to push through, and if I can't help charge you up, I'm not gonna help drain you of anything. So just please know that. And of course, I still have my teas I want to share with y'all. I'm gonna gather it together. It's so much that be going on, but no matter what, we all are here. And we are going to get it. I don't care if I got to share the herbs with you and you got to go mix them up yourself. Be your own alchemist, your own healer. Sometimes self-healing is all you need. You just have to, somebody just have to share it with you first. And information doesn't want to be free anymore. Everybody want to charge for everything, but it's getting to a point where I'm going to share it because we need it. It's like it doesn't, if what I'm giving you doesn't cost you anything, but it's going to help you to be better, then hey, a black sheep introvert and a broad insight. Do you hear me? I am so black sheep. I used to be extroverted. I'm glad you love it here, Ardell. This is for the peculiar people. Like, as sure as my name is very peculiar, I am here for the peculiar people. I'm talking about the people that are different. Like, it's hard for us to follow the masses because there's something inside of us that just says, no, that's not the way, and don't do that, and that's what it's here for. But we're going to get where we need to be. Each one teach one. Don't ever feel like you're alone when you come to this station, this channel, because this is the Black Sheep channel, the Black Sheep that turns go through. Remember, it's going to be the ones that they count out is the very ones that's gonna have to help them. And remember, some people are gonna overlook their help because it's not in the form that they want it to be in. So, they want their best friend to tell them, yes, or they want it to be the lover or who they love or who they care about to tell them something, but it's not going to be that person. It's going to be a person that they maybe not like. Well, I don't like her. I don't know why I don't like him, but he's telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's where you're going to get the truth from, the person that you least expect to get it from. And I am going to share it, y'all. I'm telling you. So today is Pepsi. Later on when I come back, it may be something else. Oh, and I wanted to say this first, prayers for the people in Puerto Rico, because that can always be anyone. No one's exempt. And I pray a whole lot. I pray for those nice people over there. When it was back when Maria and Ida happened, I actually worked the island, and it was more tragic for their nerves. It's always more tragic for people that never have experienced things before. And so, my heart goes out to them. I pray that they will survive and be okay, because again, Puerto Rico is an island built of clay. So there are mountains, and usually when the storms come, there are a lot of mudslides. Um, and so I pray that everyone is well. Appreciate you, Ardell. Yes, I pray that everyone is well. Everyone will be well, and that God watches over each and every one of them. Um, So that is where I am with it today, you all. I am more focused on that because I have some people in Puerto Rico that's very close to me. So that's where I have been with the many prayers. Also, the storm is supposed to go to the Dominican Republic, and who knows where it's possible of turning. So always be mindful that we have to prepare, uh, have readiness and preparedness going on. Usually in September, I'm in Georgia a lot, and on the signs they always say it's ready, it's preparedness, preparation month. So we want to be mindful and never forget, to just pay attention. We gotta watch and pray. Watch and pray. So, to everyone that has relatives in those areas that are being hard hit, because right now it is Puerto Rico as well as Alaska. I want to share that when the water, I appreciate you, Ardell. I thank you so much. I want to share with you that, remember, if there is a storm in Alaska, which is on the other side of California, and there's a storm in Puerto Rico, which is out in the Caribbean, the water is still being pushed up, still being pushed inland. So please don't be fooled by sunny days. Water is silent. Always, if you have a place where you can go out and just have some type of measurement, find one of those sticks out there and pay attention. Pay attention coming from the street mentality made me stand out for different feelings. Different feelings that made you like sheep, but always knew that ancestors and riches had a purpose for me. Woo, DeAndre, and see, you said something very powerful. You said ancestors and Orishas. Honey, we're going to get to the Orishas. Because I tell you what was so crazy yesterday about that experience. Um, the young lady, she was very spiritual. And we got into a certain conversation. And then I had the honors of introducing her for the first time to Alegua. And so I was, because of our crossroads, our path, crossroads and paths crossing, I um I did introduce her to Alegua on yesterday, and I explained to her that Alegua was Orisha, and that you have to go through him to get to any of the Orishas. And we explained a few more things. But after I did so, it was so surreal because there was a butterfly. And it was really surreal because she had some butterfly earrings on. And so the butterfly that came, actually, well, there were two butterflies. One butterfly showed up with the dragonflies, and it actually had, hey, Auntie, you give me Auntie vibes or something. I appreciate you, Empress. Um, she had on some butterfly earrings. So the first butterfly that appeared off in the distance with the dragonflies was actually the same color as her earrings. But then after I introduced her to Alegua, and I actually went to my car, and I had my Alegua bowl, and I introduced her and I showed him, and I think we were having a conversation about Halloween. And so she was saying that someone told her that Jesus was born in October, and I'm like, well, even if no matter when he's born, when he really was born, I said just going by the date that they give, December the 24th. I said that would still make Jesus a Capricorn, right? Explaining that situation to her about him being the only one holier than thou, but his birthday still falling under Capricorn, which represents the Baphomet goat, the Baphomet goat in tarot, because the Baphomet goat represents the devil. So, and when she brought up October, that is what made me bring out Alegua, because we were talking about the jack o' lanterns, and she said something about the jack o' lantern smiling and having eyes and ears. And so I said to her, I said, well, I believe the jack o' lantern is really another representation of Alegua. I said, because when you think about it, the rock that Alegua has, with the cowrie shells for the eyes, a cowrie shell for the mouth, it has the ears, and it has the protection nail at the top where they like to prick their finger in the industry, to go down different crossroads to go to Alegua. So she wanted to see it, and when I bought it out, I bought the rock out, and so she was like, wow, it does look like the jack-o'-lantern. Well, right after I give her that information, here comes a black and yellow butterfly. But this butterfly was very, very different. This butterfly, and I knew it was representing the ancestors or a happy spirits, and that we both agreed that we must have completed our assignments for yesterday. But this black and yellow butterfly flew and I've never had a butterfly to actually come that close and play with, like, the butterfly began playing with us and playing with her kids. And it just swung around, and they went around me, they went around her, and then they went in the front, and they came back again. And I just never had that experience from a butterfly before. And she was explaining. She was like, "Oh, the spirits are happy, the ancestors are happy." Papa Legba first wish your dad wanted to let me do. Let's see. Papa Legba first wish your dad wanted to let me in being the main judge when you go to the next world, a gatekeeper. Thank you. Do you hear me? You have to go. See, everybody be going to Oshona. You gotta go to Papa Legba first. He's over the crossroads. You have to go to him first. So you are on it, DeAndre. You are on it, and that's the conversations we're gonna have here. Like we want real. We want real. Was about I appreciate you, Ardell. I appreciate you. But that butterfly gave life yesterday. When I tell you, you just knew it was, representing the ancestors or the Orishas being very, very happy. Remember, um, they were. I tell you, it was very, very powerful yesterday. It was very, very powerful. So we were so stunned. I didn't even think, to pull out. And the butterfly was there long enough where I could have videoed him, but it was like such a spiritual moment. It was like, like wow, like, but you knew it was what realm we were in, which was all good, you all. So that's where we're gonna go here. Begin going here with stuff. We're gonna talk about the truths. The next conversation that I do want to have with you all, I am going to use a video that I came across on YouTube. But of course, we're going to stop it and explain. The reason why I'm going to use the video from YouTube because it's already self-explanatory, and sometimes people don't receive very well when it's coming from people who they are not expecting it to come from. Oh yes, Ardell, most definitely, most definitely. I am your goddess. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the video to break down, and of course I'll pause in between. But we have to talk about it because the Antichrist time is upon us. The tribulations and the childbirths are upon us, and we want to seek the truth. If we want to know, we're living revelations, so we need to come into the reality of it and grasp who we are. The 144,000 that God is going to save. So remember, majority of the world is set for destruction. It is, I think, 5.5 billion that has to be eliminated, maybe, for there to be a balance back on the earth. Yes, Ardell. So that is the attention that I am here to bring. We really need to be thinking about, so many people are thinking about their homes and their things. Yes, yes, Empress, I appreciate you. Yes, you feel and you see things, and that's what we're here for. This is for our feelers and our seers that we don't understand and may feel so alienated to a certain extent because people don't understand. But always remember, someone understands you. And I was telling the young lady there yesterday, I was like, it's so crazy. I was like, we just need to get on live and have this conversation because we understand each other's language, and we would have been speaking a language that probably no one else would have been able to understand. See, the time to do this, and I know you're. I appreciate you, Empress. I most definitely, and this is what I am here for. I assure you, we are going to. I am going to share it. And so, what we really need to be thinking about now, there's a food shortage already. Remember, no one thinks about tragedy until it's happening. And that is what the preparation and preparedness, that's where that needs to come in. We don't need to wait until it's right there. Like, until we see it's close enough, So there is a few food shortage. There is the possibility, and a strong possibility. Okay, we know the planets. We know there's asteroids out in space. Um, if an asteroid was to get in Earth's orbit and they rub together, then there's going to be brimstone and fire that falls from the sky. There's going to be, if it's falling from the sky, it's going to hit the earth. So wherever there are there's grass, trees, farmland, things like that, they're going to burn. Of course, this would burn up everything, okay? Which was one of my reasons for, and who's to say perilous things happen everywhere. One of my reasons for moving to a specific area in California. Of course, there's water all around. There's the San Andreas Fault in California that can actually disrupt at any given time. Of course, it would destroy, it would actually make San Diego and LA be right across from each other if that were to happen. I heard that in the next few years we won't have. That's right. But then the next few years we won't have soil. It will be dirt. That makes exactly. And so they will be right across from one another. But then I looked at a certain area and how it's built because I'm into infrastructure. And so I saw where mountains are surrounded by this certain area. There is no greenery. It's all desert, it's sand. Of course, sand doesn't burn. Um, Instead of shingle roofs or shingles roofs with shingles, they actually have clay tile roofs. The homes are built from concrete, so they don't burn. And a lot that has I see this place as a little safe haven. But what you still have to worry about is if it rains, because of course it's sand and it can make quicksand or a slide as well. A lot of people are going into bunkers, underground bunkers that I've also spoken of. There are bunkers that you can get for your backyard. And of course, you want to begin preparing your bunker by um, stocking it with possibly alkaline water in mason jars or some type of food. You need your MREs, your meals are ready to eat. You need to prepare yourself to be able to maybe eat just once a day. Um, it's different preparations that will need to go on. Yeah, greetings, Kansas City. Very well, very well. It's going very well this morning. But that is the stuff that I want to begin sharing for us to talk about. This is real. This is happening. We don't know what when the perilous times will hit. It's already perilous times for our people that have taken this vaccine. I'm hearing that in the corpse of the bodies that have died, of the people that have taken the vaccine, that there are some extra blood clots that are forming in these bodies and are found after the bodies are deceased. And these blood clots are looking to be. I appreciate your interest, Empress. Honey, you are most definitely in my building, most definitely. Um, These blood clots are as long as a human leg, and they don't have any nutrients to them which are normally found in a human body, whether the human body has blood clots or not. So again, I don't know what what is happening after this vaccine. It's been said, and I'm going to share all of this information with you. It's going to be in this one video. We're going to talk about it, but I'm going to tell you this: before the vaccine, before the COVID even came up, I had been taking black cumin seed oil for maybe I want to say 4 years or more prior to when COVID came. And so, upon COVID 19 coming and the few years after, during the lockdowns and all of that stuff, I worked the entire time. I was out in the fields working from state to state the entire time. I did not ever have COVID. I did not ever get any symptoms of COVID or anything, and I do believe that it's because I was already previously taking black cumin seed oil, which I saw was a preventative for the 101 benefits that it gives. And so I had looked up previously when COVID first came up. You know, I'm just such a researcher, so I had typed in um, the reactions of black cumin seed oil on the COVID. And so they had, I read this little scientist part, and they were like, if you have this certain, the black cumin oil has this certain type of um, ingredient in it that prevents things, and as long as you have this ingredient in your system, then you will not get the COVID. So I found that to be true with just paying attention to myself. But then I also thought farther. I was like, okay, so if this helps, the vaccine is already in the blood, and it's in the veins, in the bloodstream, it's everywhere. And I thought, well, maybe for people who have taken the vaccine that didn't know or um, may have any regrets about it, um, maybe they can try to do something to maybe cleanse their blood, or cleanse it out some type of way. I did, I've been giving out the a few people my black seed oil, and hoping somebody to get some of that vaccine out of them. I'm not to say if it works or not, but I thought at one time I was pressured almost to take the vaccine, and I thought, okay, if I take this vaccine, what can I do to get it out of me for some reason? And so I would be in GNC, but thank God I didn't have to take it. I would be in GNC, and so I did see there was a men's and women's cleanser, that it cleanses your blood, your stomach lining, your, every part internally in your body. So I was like, I don't know, but to me, I always knew that this virus, the COVID stuff, would actually form blood clots, and a lot of the deaths are not actually from the vaccine itself or from the symptoms themselves. It's from blood clots forming in the body. And of course, we know, we've all heard about blood clots and what can possibly happen when you have them. So upon seeing this research, it's like, wow, that would be one of the strange things that were able to happen, and forming blood clots the size of a human leg that almost look like worms, like really, you know. So I'm going to share all of this information with you all. It will be probably disheartening, some of it, because we've been brainwashed for so long. But for us that are seeking the truth and want to know some truths, I'm just gonna we're gonna get it shared and be raw and uncut over here, because like I often say about the kids, we have a long way to go and a short time to go it in when dealing with this situation. And it will pretty much explain everything. I will most likely try and come to do it today and begin this, because every day we're going to have to do something. And that is the reason why I first try to assist with clearing the mind and the body. Because, of course, if you feel well, you can do well. You can receive well and, pay attention and, do well. So I am going to be coming and share that information with you guys on a day. It's going to be about 2 hours. Greetings, Hollywood. It may be about 2 hours or more, because the video itself is already like right at 2 hours. Yes, yoga, or yes, it's going to be the real life yoga for us. Then we may even start doing yoga some mornings, because I got to stretch, But yeah, I'm going to come and share it today. I appreciate you guys, because it was on my mind to share it yesterday, but sometimes I find out information, and then God, I have to pray about it, and then God gives me the go, but then I have to clear my human side of it. I have to kind of, come out of the human feelings of it and just receive it spiritually, so that I get it quicker spiritually, because me and my human body is gonna always, challenge, or, want to think too much. And that's why I try not to stay in the low vibrating human body. I try to elevate every single day. It's just necessary in order for me to receive and learn and, be accepting of the truth and what is happening. So I appreciate you guys. Do not forget about this Pepsi. You see people drinking Pepsi, it's not an overnight thing that you can just let go, because it is an addiction. It becomes one. But yes, please, I was going to say, how do you balance this? You look at it. Okay, so how I balance it is, okay, so this is how I balance it. I'm going to tell you, I pray about it. I be saying, Lord, help me. Wait, what's my prayer? I say, Lord, help my spirit to overrule my flesh, because my flesh is weak, but my spirit is willing. Okay, so that's just the balance that I get, just in that simple prayer. Lord, help me to feed my spirit more, or Lord, help me spiritually, because my spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. So yes, Empress, I always say, Lord, help me, to be, my spirit man, because my flesh is weak, but my spirit is willing. The flesh is always weak. The flesh is what goes through the feelings and emotions and, overthinks, and, it's just a lot. And then that flesh will keep your spirit from being able to act if you feed into it too much, into the physical. Is it cool to use for a chaser? Is what cool to use for a chaser? The Pepsi? No. I don't know if that's what you're asking. Chaser? Pepsi? No. Remember, Brian, if you're drinking alcohol is already acidic. very acidic. Sugar, acid in the alcohol. So if you're using Pepsi as a chaser, you add more acid and acidic. And plus, you're calling out that guy APEP, which is about confusion. So they say a person that drinks speaks a sober mind, but usually when they're drinking, they're more chaotic than they are in the sober mind, you know? So, or maybe when a person drinking doesn't even know how to be sober because yes, they don't know how to be sober because the only way they know how to function is drinking, you know? So, no, don't use it as a chaser, baby. Just whenever I just say, what I usually tell people when they're drinking alcohol is just always keep a bottle of alkaline water around. Um, I'm not a drinker. Yes, I am. I will. I'm gonna put it up, Empress. I promise you, I'm gonna save it. I drink when I'm at the altar. I just drink when I'm at the altar. Baby, that's a drinking time. And if you got to drink to be at the altar, that's okay. Because at least you what? They say a drunk person speak a sober mind. Or a person that's drinking speak. So if that's what you got to do, baby, as long as you being real and between you and God, he going to help you. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say, come as you are. You ain't got to be holier than thou. This is not for the holier than thou, honey. I tell them this is not for the silver spoon, and this is not for the holier than thou. This is for, you know, the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. You know what I'm saying? So nothing beats a failure but a try. You know, we give ease for effort around here. So that is what it is. But yes, y'all, never forget about this Pepsi and try to balance it out if you love them. Love yourself. If you feel like you love these Pepsis, love yourself and get you some alkaline water. And just know every time you drink one of these, drink you 25 8-ounce glasses of this. This and this. And it'll be a balance. But remember, we probably too late in the game to just be learning this today. So, you know, we might have to drink a little bit more of this first to get a balance. And then, you know, start gradually, you know, adding it in or weaning yourself off or something like that. But I tell you, it's hard, but we have to try because we can't get to where we need to be without the mind and the body being clear first, you know. So just the way to start. Nothing beats the failure but a try. But I appreciate you all for us, you know, come and talk to me today, allowing me to share with you all. Because again, if I can't help you, I don't want to hinder you. Anyone, not anyone. I'm really one that wants to see everyone do well, no matter what. So never forget, if you know you love Pepsi, also cook with the alkaline water even more so, because you know, turn your food over, change the food over the alkaline. You're putting it in your body, so it'll help give it off. Greetings, Dewan. Greetings. Hi. Greetings. So, yes. And when we know better, we do better. And trust me, that's why we got to learn to help ourselves. We not find real help all of the time. So, have to be willing to help ourselves. And that is what I am willing to do. Help me help you. So I appreciate you all for coming out. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to come back and talk about that video that I want to share with y'all because it's been in my spirit all weekend. And so we have to start understanding. And y'all, I got me a new tool. Thank you, Empress. I appreciate you, baby, and I always enjoy yours as well. And always remember, you're never alone, honey. Anything you might want to know, just let me know. You think that water will help with swelling? Oh, honey, Nola, that water will help with everything. Not only that, let me tell you what else helps with swelling. You see, I work from home a lot. You see this tart cherry juice? This tart cherry juice is so good for inflammation. Honey, it will relieve you of any type of swelling. Your feet, it help with gout. It help with all internal, gallstones, um, all of that kind of stuff. You drink it in shots, and so it's good for pain. Alcohol is a spiritual. Yes, it is. They say is what they say the wine. They call it the spirits. They call all alcohol the spirits. But this tart cherry juice, it will immediately stop the swelling and with the pain and help you with that. And you just drink it in shots. Of course, it's gonna cleanse you out. You're gonna know that it's this juice, and you're gonna wanna incorporate it probably daily a little bit. As you can see, it's very, very tart, but Montmorency cherries are good for pain and inflammation. So if you have, people with gallstones and gout and things like that, all types of inflammation and swelling, this will most certainly help you, huh? I appreciate. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, in my little. This is my chakra wine. Let's make sure I clear my chakra. We're gonna be clearing chakras around here. All types of blockages. Yes. Look, already answering. Yes. Yes. I appreciate y'all for coming out. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if I don't come back today, I'll try to make it today. You will see me soon. I love each and every one of you. Remember, I want all of us to do very, very well. And you all take care. Each one teach one. Love you all. Bye. Oh, honey, we have to date first. No, I'm just playing. I thank you, Chip. You have a great one. Bye.